Jambo to the Sunduck family, welcome to our Sunduck Media channel. Travel through our videos as we make memories tangible. To our new viewers, please remember to subscribe to our channel, and to our returning viewers, Asante Sana from Kenya, and welcome. Leave a comment, like and share with your pals to enlarge to Sunduck family. Let's do this together.
In the heart of South Africa's arid Karoo region, nestled along the banks of the Orange River, lies the town of Orania. It is a community geographically unremarkable but politically charged, a place that stirs debate and ignites passions far beyond its borders. Orania is a town where only white people are permitted to live, a stark reminder of the country's tumultuous past and a flashpoint for anxieties about the future. Orania's existence is often framed within the narrative of South Africa's history of apartheid, a system of racial segregation that ended in 1994. While the country has made strides toward racial reconciliation and equality, Orania stands as a stark counter-narrative, a place where the clock seems to have stopped and the ideals of a segregated society are preserved. This essay will delve into the complexities of Orania, examining its history, demographics, economy, and culture. We will explore the motivations of its residents and the reasons behind its enduring existence. Furthermore, we will analyze the town's relationship with the broader South African context, particularly concerning land ownership and racial dynamics. By shedding light on Orania, we aim to provide a nuanced understanding of this controversial town, moving beyond simplistic labels and exploring the multifaceted realities that shape its identity. The seeds of Orania were sown in the waning years of apartheid. As the dismantling of segregation loomed, a group of Afrikaners, descendants of Dutch settlers who had arrived in South Africa in the 17th century, sought to establish a community where they could preserve their culture and heritage. Driven by fears of losing their identity and way of life in a post-apartheid South Africa, they purchased a tract of land in the sparsely populated Northern Cape province. This land, once a humble irrigation scheme, would become the foundation for their vision of a Volksstaat, a self-governing Afrikaner state. In 1991, as the edifice of apartheid crumbled around them, the first residents began to arrive in Orania. They were drawn by the promise of self-determination, a chance to build a society according to their own values and aspirations. The town's founders envisioned a community free from the perceived threats of crime, affirmative action policies, and the erosion of Afrikaner culture that they believed would define post-apartheid South Africa. The early years were marked by hardship and uncertainty as the residents, many of whom had left behind established lives and careers, toiled to build their new community from the ground up. They faced skepticism and hostility from the outside world, but they persevered, united by a shared sense of purpose and a belief in their right to self-determination. Today, Orania is home to approximately 2,500 people, a small but growing population drawn primarily from the ranks of white Afrikaners. The town has its own currency, the Ora, and a local government elected by residents. Life in Orania revolves around a strong sense of community and shared values. The streets are clean and orderly, a testament to the residents' emphasis on civic pride. The pace of life is slower than in South Africa's bustling urban centres, with an emphasis on family, faith and tradition. The town's website proudly proclaims that Orania has no traffic lights, no crime and no unemployment, a claim that, while disputed by critics, reflects the community's aspirations and self-image. Residents interact with a strong sense of shared purpose, united by their common heritage and their belief in the Orania project. Social gatherings often revolve around church activities, cultural events and community projects. Children attend Afrikaans medium schools that emphasize Afrikaner history and culture. Orania's economy is rooted in the principles of self-sufficiency and entrepreneurship. Agriculture forms the backbone of the local economy, with residents cultivating crops such as pecans, olives and pomegranates in the fertile land along the Orange River. The town has also attracted small businesses and industries ranging from construction and manufacturing to tourism and hospitality. One of the key drivers of Orania's economic growth has been its focus on attracting skilled workers and professionals. The town has made a concerted effort to lure doctors, teachers, engineers and other skilled individuals, offering them a safe and affordable place to live and work. This strategy has helped to address the skills shortages that often plague small towns, and has contributed to the town's overall economic vitality. Tourism has also emerged as a significant sector in Orania's economy. The town's unique social experiment and its historical significance have drawn visitors from around the world, curious to witness this unusual community firsthand. Orania offers a range of accommodation options, from guest houses and self-catering units to a caravan park, catering to a variety of budgets and preferences. Section 5. Culture and Education, Preserving Afrikaner Identity. At the heart of Orania's identity lies a deep-seated desire to preserve Afrikaner culture and heritage. The Afrikaans language, once spoken by the majority of South Africa's white population, is the primary language of communication in Orania. The town's schools follow an Afrikaner-centric curriculum, emphasizing the history, literature and traditions of the Afrikaner people. Cultural events such as the annual Volksstoetskool, People's Show, celebrate Afrikaner arts, crafts and traditions. The town also boasts several monuments and museums dedicated to preserving Afrikaner history, including a monument to the Voortrekkers, Afrikaner pioneers who left the Cape Colony in the 19th century in search of new lands. Critics argue that Orania's emphasis on Afrikaner identity comes at the expense of inclusivity and perpetuates racial divisions. They contend that the town's cultural policies promote a narrow and exclusionary view of South African identity, one that harks back to the days of apartheid. Section 6. The Land Debate, a microcosm of South Africa's struggles. Orania's existence is inextricably linked to the contentious issue of land ownership in South Africa. Under apartheid, the white minority government implemented a system of land dispossession that stripped black South Africans of their ancestral lands, forcing them into overcrowded and impoverished townships and reserves. While the end of apartheid brought with it the promise of land restitution and redistribution, progress has been slow and fraught with challenges. The legacy of apartheid continues to cast a long shadow over the country, with black South Africans still largely excluded from owning land and benefiting from its economic potential. Orania, with its exclusively white population and its origins in the apartheid era, has become a lightning rod for anxieties about land ownership and racial inequality. Critics view the town as a symbol of white privilege and a reminder of the injustices of the past. They argue that Orania's existence perpetuates the racial divisions that continue to plague South Africa. Section 7. International Reactions, Orania in the Global Spotlight. Orania has not escaped the attention of the international community. The town's unusual social experiment has been the subject of numerous documentaries, news reports and academic studies. Opinions on Orania are sharply divided, with some praising its residents' right to self-determination, while others condemn it as a racist enclave that perpetuates apartheid. The town's existence has also fueled tensions between South Africa and some Western countries. Some right-wing politicians and commentators have seized upon Orania as evidence of the alleged persecution of white South Africans, a narrative that has been amplified by social media and online forums. The South African government, for its part, has adopted a cautious approach toward Orania, while acknowledging the town's right to exist within the framework of the South African Constitution. The government has also made it clear that it does not endorse Orania's racial policies and that it remains committed to building a non-racial and inclusive society. Section 8. Conclusion: An Uncertain Future. Orania stands as a stark and often unsettling reminder of South Africa's complex and painful past. It is a place where the ghosts of apartheid linger, where the wounds of history have yet to heal. Whether Orania can survive and thrive in a democratic South Africa remains an open question. The town's future is likely to be shaped by a complex interplay of factors, including the pace of social and economic transformation in South Africa, the evolution of racial dynamics, and the global political climate. Orania's residents remain defiant, determined to preserve their way of life and their vision for their community. Only time will tell whether Orania will remain an isolated anomaly, a relic of a bygone era, or whether it will evolve to embrace the principles of inclusivity and reconciliation.